Hi there, I'm Katie and welcome to your second beginners yoga class. So today you're going to need the same props as last time. So you'll need some sort of scarf or strip of material to use as a yoga strap, or if you've got a yoga strap you can obviously use that. This is just really to use as a strap when you're doing certain bends and stretches. So it's something that you'll be able to hold like this to help you in your poses. So yes, a scarf or something like that would be great. A blanket, something comfortable for relaxation at the end would be great. And also plenty of cushions or pillows to help you in the different poses. These can go underneath knees if you experience any discomfort whilst kneeling. They can go underneath your bum to help you if you feel better sitting up on a cushion instead of on the ground. They can be used for lots of different things, so good to have some cushions handy as well. So if you need to go and grab any of those things, please do so now. You can pause the video. And make sure you're wearing comfortable clothes and have bare feet so that you don't slip. Really important. Okay, so let's begin by sitting up nice and tall on our mat. Imagining a lovely straight line from the bottom of your spine all the way up your back to the bottom of your head. And imagining as well that your head is right above your heart, which is right above your pelvis. So move a little until you feel that balance. And then let's close our eyes. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. A whole full belly breath, a long, slow, deep breath all the way into your belly. And then just check in with your body now. How is your body feeling? Are you noticing any discomfort, any stiffness? Are you warm? Are you cold? Just notice and observe. And try not to put any judgment on any of these feelings, labeling them as good or bad feelings. Just notice them and then move on. And taking another deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Noticing now any emotions, anything going on in your mind, and just do the same. Any anxiety, maybe you're tired, maybe you're content, happy, relaxed, but whatever you're feeling, just know that it's all welcome on your mat. And you've actually done the hardest part of your yoga practice already, which is arriving on your mat. So if all you did today was get onto your mat, that's enough. Now let's gently blink our eyes open. And we'll start to warm up our bodies. So please do the warm up and don't skip the warm up. I know that we're doing this with a recording rather than a live class. So it's super important that you don't skip the warm up and make sure that your body is fully warm before we start doing any yoga poses. So let's start with a slow, gentle circle of the head, taking real care and gentleness with your neck. All the way around one way and the other. Really slow and gentle. And just starting to imagine the tension easing away. Let's set the intention to take that same care and gentleness with all of the poses we do today. Let's circle our shoulders now. Bringing your shoulders up towards your ears, taking them back, bringing the shoulder blades together. The largest circles you can do. Lovely, and forwards. Great, and we'll just pop our fingertips on our shoulders and we'll take some big circles with the elbows. Quite slow and gentle again. Just really easing into your yoga practice today. There's no rush. Very important we don't just jump into doing the poses. It's all good for your body. Imagine that tension easing away. Lovely. Now, once again, we're going to find that little space where our upper body can move separate to our lower body. So slide from side to side, keeping your hips still. And seeing if you can slide your rib cage from side to side. And once you've found that spot, we're going to take it round in a big circle. Maybe pop your hands on your knees once you've found it. So drawing a big, slow circle with your ribs. Waking up the spine. Starting to get the blood flowing to all of your organs. And remembering to breathe as you do this. So let's take some deep breaths as we go around one way and the other. And as you slow down, just checking in with your body and really trying to enjoy this. Moving and stretching. Lovely. Okay, now we're going to do some stretches with our arms above our head. So take now your right arm all the way over your head in a great big arch. Keeping your right buttock and thigh on the ground, so careful not to come up as you stretch. Keep both buttocks on the ground as you stretch. And remembering to keep your upper arm beside your ear, so you're not coming over, but you're staying nice and straight. Maybe you're here and that's as far as you can stretch. That's absolutely fine. Just keep both buttocks on the ground. And remember to breathe. Lovely, and then take that arm all the way back, no shortcuts, the whole way around. And we'll do that on the other side, taking the left arm all the way over. Keeping the left buttock and the left thigh on the floor. Remembering to breathe deeply here. Lovely, take it all the way back. And then we're going to interlace our fingers and start to warm up our wrists, which is really important. We're going to be putting our weight onto our wrists, so we don't want any injuries. Turn them out and push forward. Let's take a breath here. Take them over our heads and let's take a breath here. Let your hands float down to your sides. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to do a twist now, which is going to help warm up our spine. And twists are really, really good for you. We're going to breathe in, take our arms over our head. Reach up out of the hips a little more. So imagine someone's pulling your wrists, lifting you up just that tiny bit higher. Breathing out, twisting over the right shoulder. Left palm comes onto right knee, helping you to push yourself a little bit further round. Lift the chest as you do this. And we'll take a breath here this week. Breathing in, arms come up, back to the center. Pull up a little bit more out of your hips. Breathing out, twisting over the left shoulder. Lifting the chest. Right palm comes onto left knee. Twisting around, we'll take a breath here. And slowly come back to the center. Lovely. Now going to do a different twist. So you're going to straighten out your right leg and bend the left leg. Okay, like this. We're then going to breathe in, lift our arms up, breathe out, twist over the left shoulder. Right elbow comes onto left knee. Your left arm goes round behind you to support you. Don't lean on this hand. It should be able to come away easily. It's just a tiny bit of support with your fingertips on the ground, but we're not leaning, so you should be able to just, okay. So using this right hand and right elbow, gonna twist round to look right behind your left shoulder. Breathing here. Remember, as you breathe in a twist like this, you're increasing the blood flow to all of your organs, and it's really good for your spine too. So we're going to stay here for a couple more breaths, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Slowly coming back to center. And we're going to swap legs. So this time your right knee is bent, left leg is straight. Breathing in, lift your arms up. Breathe out, twist over the right shoulder. Left elbow comes onto right knee. Twisting round. Let's stay here for a couple of breaths. Lift the chest. Make sure that you're not putting your weight onto your right hand. Deep breathing. And gently come back to center. Lovely. We're now going to cross the legs. And we're going to start to warm up and wake up our hips now. So be really, really gentle. This is a beginner's class, so please don't feel like you have to really pull or, I mean, you should never pull or push or force anything in yoga, but especially not in a beginner's class. So we're going to just gently lift up our right leg as if we're cradling a baby. Give it a squeeze and just gently rock it from side to side, starting to feel an opening up in the right hip. Lovely. Maybe your leg doesn't come up this far, and that's absolutely fine as well. Don't worry. Could be down here. Just as long as you're feeling a lovely stretch, nice and deep. Give it a squeeze and gently place it back down, and we'll take the other leg up. Cradling the baby, giving it a rock. Just gently waking it up. Lovely. Give it a squeeze and place it back down. Really good. Okay, we're going to pop our feet together, coming into this butterfly or cobbler's pose to begin. So look down at the soles of your feet. They're together like a closed book. Place your thumbs onto the soles of your feet. Wrap the rest of your fingers around the back. And look down at that closed book. You're now going to open the book. Notice how when I did that, my thighs fell a little bit further out to the sides. And so we're now here in our cobbler's pose or butterfly pose, and we're going to fold forward. So breathing in, lift the chest. Breathing out, folding forwards. And we'll just take a few breaths here. Feeling a nice opening up of the hips. As you breathe in, lift the chest a little. And as you breathe out, fold a little further forward. allowing the weight of your upper body to do the work. Breathing in, chest lifts a little. Breathing out, folding forwards. Breathing all the way into your belly, really deep breaths, filling the whole lung to its full capacity. And exhaling a long, slow exhale, completely emptying the lungs. Now slowly roll back up. Lovely. We're going to get onto all fours. Coming into our cat and cow that we did last time. So check your alignment first. Place your hands down directly underneath your shoulders. Check there's a straight line from your shoulder through your elbow to your wrist, and the same at the hip. So breathing in, we're going to drop the belly, looking up, chest opens, shoulders come back. Coming into cow. Breathing out, curling under, actively clawing up from the mat, pushing through all of your fingers and your thumb, arching the back, sucking your belly button up to your spine, tucking that tailbone right under. Breathing in, the belly drops, shoulders come back, chest opens, looking up. Breathing out, curling under, clawing up from the mat, pushing through all of your fingers and your thumbs. And again, breathing in, coming into cow, chest open, shoulders back, looking up. Breathing out, clawing underneath, arching your back like a scaredy cat. And now you're going to move through just a few more cat-cows, moving with your own breath. So exhaling for the cat, inhaling for cow, and just moving with the rhythm of your own breath. Waking up your spine and enjoying every part of each of those poses. And then gently come to a neutral flat back position. So we're now going to extend the left leg out behind us and reach forward with the right. You can keep your toe on the ground there. Imagine someone is pulling your wrist and at the same time someone's pulling your ankle back. So you're really feeling a lengthening in the body. Breathing here. Gently placing that hand down and that knee down again. We're going to go on the other side. So reaching out with the right leg behind you, toes come onto the ground. And at the same time, reaching forward with the left hand. Feeling this lengthening of the body. Really stretching, make it very active. Breathe here. And gently place that hand and knee back down. We're going to open up the knees, join the big toes together, sink our hips back, and come into a child's pose. So stretch out your arms. Maybe take your hands slightly wider than the mat and place your forehead on the mat. Maybe rolling your forehead side to side to give your forehead a little massage on the mat. We'll take some full belly breaths here, filling your whole lung all the way to its full capacity slowly. And inhaling fully, completely emptying the lungs. And just knowing that you can come back to your child's pose at any point during your practice. If you need a rest or if you want to sit out one of the poses, you've always got child's pose to come back to. Last breath here. Before you slowly come back up by walking your hands back towards your body. Coming back to that neutral flat back position. So we're going to be lifting ourselves up into our first downward dog of today. So tuck your toes underneath. Check your hands first. So make sure that your big dog paws are planted on the mat, shoulder distance. Make sure that your fingers are nicely spread. You've got this L shape between the index finger and thumb. And you're going to be pushing through all of your fingers, almost clawing at the mat to protect your wrist. So we're going to lift up the hips and gently push through one heel, then the next. Very gently in this way, loosening off the backs of the legs. And remembering just to think really kind thoughts to your body, especially if it's feeling a little stiff or tight, or if it's not doing exactly what you want it to do. Lovely. Then we're going to gently walk our feet up towards our hands, coming into this forward fold position. Now you might find that you can't reach the ground yet. That's not a problem at all. Just take a bend in the knees, let the belly come onto the thighs so that you can just hang. Maybe you want to take hold of each elbow so that your upper body can really just hang. Let's take a few breaths here, tipping the weight to the toes so that you're not taking all of the weight in your heels. Tip your weight forward. Maybe you want to shake your head no, nod your head yes, just to help you loosen off the neck. Let's take a few breaths here. Last long, slow, deep breath. Now we're going to gently roll up as if we're stacking one vertebrae at a time on top of the other, right from the bottom of the spine, all the way up to a standing position. So now let's stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. So the big toes are together, the sides of the feet are parallel. Lift up your toes and spread them nice and evenly out on the ground. Root down through your toes and at the same time engage your legs, make it really active. Engage the muscles. Check your alignment, make sure that your pelvis isn't tilted back like this, but it's tucked under. And let's roll our shoulders back so that we're standing nice and tall. Now we're going to breathe in and reach the arms up. So we're coming into our sun salutation sequence. And we began this last week. So really reach up and at the same time push through your toes. As if someone is pulling on your wrists, lifting you up, and at the same time, your feet are pushing into the mat. Now we're going to breathe out, fold forward. Hands come down onto the earth again. Breathing in, hands come onto the knees, look up halfway. Lovely. Breathing out, hands come down onto the ground. You're going to step back with one foot in a great big step so that you're in this lunge position. And then step back with the other foot, coming into a plank. But just briefly, don't panic. We're going to lower our knees down, chest down, chin down, coming onto the mat. Join the feet together. Push the tops of the feet into the mat. Hands are underneath the armpits. Squeeze the elbows back into the body. And we're going to roll up into our cobra. Breathing in, keeping a bend in the elbows. Don't forget your cobra tail. Push those feet down into the ground. And slowly roll back down. Excellent. Now we're going to take our toes under. And we're going to push back, coming through this neutral flat back position, tucking the toes under. We're coming up into our downward dog. So lift the hips up to the ceiling. Coming into your downward dog, you can still move in this pose. So push through one heel, then the next, pedaling the legs so that you're still releasing the backs of the legs. Lovely. Beautiful. Then we're going to hold this downward dog, taking a lovely, long, slow, deep breath in and out. Thinking kind thoughts to your body. And maybe visualizing that you're sending the breath to the part of the body that feels tense or tight. Visualize sending that breath around the body. And now we'll gently walk our feet up towards our hands, coming into a forward fold position. Lovely. And we'll gently roll back up one vertebrae at a time. Coming back to stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. Roll the shoulders back, tuck the pelvis under. Breathe in, reach those arms up over your head. Really reaching, stretching the body, making the most of this moment, this stretch, getting the best out of it. Breathing out, folding forward, coming into this forward fold. Breathing in, hands come onto the knees, look up halfway. Notice how my back is flat like the top of a table. Breathing out, hands come down onto the ground. We're going to step back with one foot, coming into a long lunge. And step back with the other, coming briefly through plank. Lowering your knees down, chest down, chin down. Now from here, we're going to do something slightly different. We're going to come into Sphinx. So, your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. The hands and lower arms are planted firmly on the mat. The legs come apart, so they're not together like in Cobra, but they're hip width apart. The tops of the feet actively push into the mat. And you're going to push up, fully lifting and raising the chest, feeling this lovely small back bend. Make sure that you're not sinking or falling into the posture, so don't sink or slouch into the posture. Really important to be lifted like this and not sinking or slouching like this. So lift yourself up. And we're going to take some breaths here. It's a very simple posture, but it does actually work your body quite a lot. So close your eyes here, and we're going to take some full deep breaths in and out in Sphinx pose. Making sure that you're pushing up from the mat using your hands and your lower arms. Now, if you'd like to take that back bend a little deeper, for the last breath, you can straighten your arms. Taking that back bend a little deeper, keeping the chest completely lifted and raised. Actively pushing up from the mat. Don't forget your feet, tops of the feet and legs, also actively engaged. Last breath. And gently lower down. We're going to make a little pillow with our hands for a forehead. Rest your forehead on your hands. And we'll take a breath here. Enjoying that pause or rest in between. Lovely. Now we're going to place the hands underneath the armpits again. Hug the elbows into the body and we're going to roll up in a little cobra. Lovely. Slowly roll back down. We're going to push up into that neutral flat-backed all fours position. Tuck the toes underneath. Lift up the hips into your downward dog. Very good. Pushing those heels into the mat. Aiming to get those heels down to the mat. Actively pushing using all of your fingers and your thumb. Lovely. If you need to take a bend in the knees so that your back is nice and flat, that is absolutely fine. Take a bend in the knees. Lovely. Now we're going to lift up our right leg, coming into a three-legged dog, keeping the hips and pelvis straight. So don't tilt like this. Keep the hips and pelvis straight. Breathe in here. Then bringing that knee towards your nose, knee to nose. Breathing here. Taking that leg back into a three-legged dog. And gently placing that leg down. Give your legs a little jiggle. This time we're going to lift up the left leg, keeping the pelvis nice and straight. Breathing here. Bringing that knee to nose. Breathing here. Taking that leg back into a three-legged dog. Gently placing that foot down and walking your feet up towards your hands. Coming into your forward fold position. Breathing here. And then very gently sitting down on the mat in which way is most comfortable. Lovely. So we're now going to need our strap or the scarf that you're using as a strap. And we're going to do some seated folds from here. So first of all, we'll take the legs out long in front of us, sitting up nice and tall in Dandasana, staff pose. So lift yourself up out of your hips, making sure not to slouch. Sitting up tall. Imagining that you have a hinge at the hips, which you're going to fold forward from. Gently slide your strap underneath your feet. And taking care just to use that as support. So we're not pulling ourselves forward, but we're just very gently using this for support as we fold forward from the hip. Trying to keep the back flat where possible. With every in-breath, the chest lifts a little. With every out-breath, you fold forward a little. Slowly rolling up. Lovely. Now we're going to take the legs out wide. Toes are pointing up to the ceiling. And don't worry if your legs are not quite this wide or if they're wider. Everybody's pelvis and hip joint is a completely different shape. So sometimes the amount of openness you can get in your hips is actually completely biological and isn't anything to do with how much yoga you have or haven't done. So please think lovely, kind thoughts to yourself as you get into this position. But we're going to take the hips out wide, legs out wide. I'm going to breathe in, lift ourselves up out of our hips. Breathing out, folding forward gently, just walking the palms a little bit away from the body. Coming down just a tiny bit. Feeling that lovely deep stretch, remembering that it should never hurt. And if it's hurting in any way, come back a bit. Breathing here, breathing in, lifting the chest. Breathing out, folding forward. Breathing in, lifting the chest. Breathing out, folding forward. Remembering here that it takes a few breaths or a few minutes even for the body to really open up to one of the poses. So we're being patient, relaxing into the posture, and imagining a softening or a softness in the parts of the bodies that are feeling tight and stiff. Lovely. Very gently walk the palms back, coming up. So we're now going to take our right hand onto our right shin or right thigh, wherever's comfortable. And we're going to take the left hand over, coming into a lovely side stretch. Opening up the side of the body. Lovely. Breathe in here. Gently coming back and taking the other arm over. Remembering it should never hurt. It should just be a stretch. Taking it back a little if it's feeling too tight. Very gently. And slowly coming back up. We're going to now bring the legs together, bring them back into butterfly. And flutter your butterfly wings, loosening off the hips. Lovely. Okay, so now we're going to come into our boat pose, Navasana. So we practiced Navasana last time. So we're going to sit on our bums, ready to very gently lift up our legs and then our arms so that we're balancing just on our bums. Breathing here. Don't worry if it's a little shaky, that's normal. Don't worry if you can't hold it for the full time. You'll get there. It just takes practice. Still doing brilliant things for your body and your mind. Breathing deeply here. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can raise the arms. For gently lowering the feet down. Hug the knees into the chest for a moment, give them a squeeze because we're going to go again. Lovely. Gently lifting up the feet and the arms. Breathing here. Gently lowering the feet. Lovely. And now I'm going to gently come down onto our backs. And we're going to learn now bridge pose. So I'm going to move the camera angle a little. So coming into bridge pose, lying on your back with your knees bent. You're going to lift up the hips towards the ceiling and gently walk the shoulder blades underneath the back. And if you can, interlace the fingers underneath you. As you push your pelvis up to the ceiling, your knees are hip width apart. Imagine there's a space in between your knees filled by an invisible ball which you're squeezing. If you're not able to join the fingers under the back, they're fine, just flat, arms flat on the floor, arms facing down. But it really does help to walk the shoulder blades together underneath the back. So we're going to hold this for a couple of breaths, squeezing that invisible ball between our knees. Squeezing and holding, it's going to be so worth it. Hold, hold, hold. And gently release the arms. Very slowly and gently bring your pelvis back down to the mat. Rock the knees from side to side a little to loosen off the hips and the lower back. Lovely. Now we're going to hug our knees into our chest so that we're in a tight little ball. And rock slowly side to side. Lovely. Leave the knees where they are, release the arms. And we're going to draw a great big circle with our knees, feeling that as we do this, our lower back gets a massage on the mat. Lovely. Bring the soles of your feet down onto the mat again. And we're going to do our spinal twist. So take the arms out to the sides. You're going to breathe in and let your knees fall down to the right side, looking over the left shoulder. Keeping the left shoulder blade, left shoulder on the ground. Really trying to relax into the twist now. So if you're holding anything really tight, maybe around the hips or the legs, see if you can just let it go. Relax it and let it go. Breathing deeply. Sending the message to your body that it's almost time for relaxation. Before gently bringing those knees back up to center and your head back up to face the ceiling. This time you're going to let your knees drop to the left side, looking over the right shoulder, keeping the right shoulder blade, right shoulder down on the ground. Seeing if you can soften or relax into the stretch. Let go of any tension in the hips, thighs, stomach. Breathing deeply. Relaxing into the twist. Feeling a softening around the hips and thighs. Starting to feel as if you're melting into your mat. Then slowly bring those knees back up to center, bring the head back around to look at the ceiling. So we're going to take hold of our big toes and open our hips up into a happy baby. Rocking from side to side, remembering to smile a little, opening up the hips, just enjoying this last pose. Breathing deeply. And release the big toes. So it's time for you to settle down into whichever position you'd like to be in for your relaxation. So the traditional Shavasana corpse pose for relaxation at the end of yoga class is lying on your back with your palms facing upwards, arms down by your sides, legs hip width apart. But you might want to lie on your side if that's more comfortable. You might want to bend the knees. So grab your blanket now and get settled down for your relaxation. So gently close down your eyes. And start to breathe a little deeper. And just bring your attention to your nostrils. Notice the temperature of the air in your nostrils as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Noticing as you breathe in, the air is cool. And as you breathe out, the air is warmed by your body. I'm going to guide you in a full body scan. All you have to do is listen to my voice and bring your awareness to the part of the body that I'm mentioning. If your mind starts to wander, that's okay, that's normal. That's what happens in meditation. But when you notice, just bring your attention back to my voice. So we're going to start at your toes. Can you relax your toes any more than they already are? Relax your feet, the tops of the feet, and the soles of the feet, the heels and the ankles. Bring your awareness to your lower legs. Relax your calf muscles and your shin bones. Relax your knees. Imagine your lower legs and your feet sinking into the mat, melting into the mat, beginning to feel heavier. Bring your awareness to your thighs, all of those big muscles in your thighs. Let them relax. Your thigh bones. Relax your hips. We hold so much tension in our hips. See if you can just let it go. Soften the hips. Relax the buttocks and all of those muscles. Relax the whole pelvic area. Imagine your pelvis feeling heavy, sinking back into the ground. Bring your awareness to your lower back. Relax your lower back and your upper back. Relax the whole spine. Bring your awareness to your stomach. See if you can just let it be soft. We hold our stomachs in all of the time. See if you can just let it go. Now bring your awareness to your chest. Relax your chest. Feeling an opening across the chest. And your shoulders. Feeling a softening across your shoulders. An easing of tension. Giving yourself full permission to fully relax and rest now. Bring your attention to your fingertips. Let them curl naturally. And relax your thumbs. The backs of the hands. And the palms of the hands. Your wrists. And your lower arms. Relax your elbows. And your upper arms. Feeling your whole arms and hands completely relaxed, completely soft. Bring your attention now to your neck. See if you can relax your neck and relax your throat. Now bring your awareness to your chin. Relax your chin and your jaw. Let your teeth be just slightly apart. If your tongue is stuck to the roof of your mouth, let it soften into the bottom of your mouth. Relax your cheeks and your nose. See if you can relax all of the muscles around the sides of your eyes, your eyelids, your temples, your eyebrows, space in between your eyes. Relax your forehead. Let it be smooth like a piece of silk. And now see if you can relax the muscles across the top of your head and the back of your head. Noticing now that your whole body is deeply relaxed, completely resting. Just giving yourself full permission to rest now. You have nowhere else to be in this moment except here, resting. If your mind starts to wander, or if thoughts start to pop into your head, just bring your attention to your breath, following the in-breath and the out-breath, using your breath as an anchor to anchor you into this moment, this present moment. Doesn't matter how many times your mind wanders, just bring yourself back to the breath every time. Bring yourself back to your breath. Now, very gently, without opening your eyes, start to come back to your body by wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes, getting some sensation back into your arms and legs. Maybe stretch out on your mat, waking your body up a little before rolling onto one side, coming into a fetal position. Taking a breath there on your side with your legs curled up, before gently rolling back up into a seated position, keeping your eyes closed if you can. We'll just gently start to rub our palms together, generating some heat between our palms, keeping the eyes closed. And when your palms start to feel nice and warm, place them over your closed eyes, feeling that warmth against your eyelids. And gently start to massage your forehead, your eyelids, sides of the eyes, the cheeks, the chin. And gently blink your eyes open. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the relaxation. Please let me know how you're getting on with the classes, maybe in the comments. I'd love to hear. Thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you next time. Bye.